Okay, good morning. I'm Colonel Aaron Heick from the 452nd Maintenance Group. I'm the host today for this edition of Team March Talks. Today I have Staff Sergeant Luke Feenstra from the 452nd Aircraft Maintenance Squadron. He's one of our crew chiefs on the C-17 side, and just want to get to know a little bit about him. So first off, so where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Lake Arrowhead, up in the mountains here. I graduated from Rim of the World High School, and so Inland Empire has really been my stomping grounds from when I was a kid.
Well, that's good. That's good. So, so you're a crew chief. What's the favorite thing about your job? What do you enjoy doing about your job?
So, yeah, crew chief on the C-17 Globemaster III aircraft that we're on right now. Member of the 452 AMXS, and my job really is to make sure that this aircraft stays airworthy, so that it can accomplish its mission. The things that I do on this aircraft is involves servicing of systems. I do scheduled and unscheduled maintenance, and I do inspections on the aircraft as well. And during those inspections, if I run across any discrepancies, I'll document those discrepancies and ultimately fix them. So really, my mission is to make sure that this aircraft stays airworthy, and that's kind of my favorite thing. It's just
Just doing your day-to-day jobs.
Yeah,
your favorite thing.
Just making sure these things keep moving.
So how long have you been in the Air Force?
I've been in the Air Force since 2011. I joined February 2011, so this next year will be 8 years. Yeah, and God willing, I will be here for another 20 years, or at least 12, because I do plan on retiring.
Okay. No, retirement's good at some point, so
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that myself at some point. So what's your... so obviously you probably get to travel with the aircraft periodically. What's the favorite place you've been to in your Air Force career? Favorite TDY or location?
I say Thailand was one of my favorites I've been to. Also Australia, Guam, but Thailand.
It rains a lot there, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Thailand was amazing. Went there with Operation Cobra Gold, and got to stay there for a few days at a time. Got to pet a baby tiger, which I don't know if I'll ever be able to do the rest of my life, and it was amazing.
And you have your arm.
Good. It was a little baby tiger.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Baby. Yeah, it could be. Who knows how big that is? But okay. Well, so if you were to, let's say you were talking to a high school student and you were talking to them about the Air Force, what would you tell them in terms of, like, if you were mentoring them, what would you let them know?
If they were planning on getting into the field that I'm in, into maintenance, I would encourage anyone just to go out and buy a set of basic hand tools and just get the fundamentals down. Everybody's got a home, and most people have some sort of a machine, whether it be a vehicle or RV or trailer or whatnot, motorcycle, dirt bike, and just start doing all the maintenance on your own vehicle and do maintenance around the house, plumbing, electrical, all of those basic skills translate very well over into aviation maintenance, and it's be a really good head start.
So you said you plan on retiring, after 20 plus years. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you want to stay here at March, or you looking to, expand into other things, or what are your plans?
I definitely, on the military side of things, I definitely plan on staying here at March. Probably all the way through retirement if I can, possibly. On the civilian side, I joined the Air Force with the express goal of becoming a professional helicopter pilot, and throughout the course of my career here at March, I've been able to obtain that goal. This month marks 5.5 years of active duty that I've been out here at March, doing active duty orders. I got my post 9/11 GI Bill in 2015 and started going to school. You were actually one of my teachers.
Yeah, one of my questions was going to be, who is your favorite teacher?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think I got an A in that class too. I think so.
I'll have to go back and check.
Yeah. But in 2015, I actually transferred over to Arizona, but while maintaining traditional reservists here at March, I accomplished my degree at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in Prescott, Arizona. I graduated magna cum laude and with a 4-year degree in professional aeronautics and a minor in aviation safety. Along with all that, I was also able to accomplish my private instrument and commercial ratings in helicopters. And since then, I've come back here and started going to school at Cal Baptist University and working on my airplane ratings. And since I've been doing that, I've gotten my private pilot and I've been working on my instrument rating. So I am a dual-rated private pilot, and by the end of February of this next year, I should be dual-rated instrument pilot as well.
Okay.
And so as far as the future goes, in 5 years, I'm hoping to also obtain single-engine commercial, multi-engine commercial, and for the first time in my life, become a pilot, professional pilot.
Professional pilot.
Yeah. And then, like I said, on the military side of things, stay here as a TR and work my way up through the ranks and eventually become a supervisor. Because I've had so many great mentors here at March, and I've been able to accomplish so much. I want to start getting into that role and becoming the mentor instead of the mentee.
Okay. So one last question. So if you could go back in time, 5 years ago, obviously, or to your younger self, what advice would you give yourself on? Would you do anything different, or are you happy with your, just for those young people, young airmen out there today?
I don't think that I would do anything different. I've always given 100% as to everything I've ever done. I've really never. I've always been successful at everything that I've put my mind to, but part of that is just drive and determination. But there is one short story that I'd like to share with you that involves my career here, and I probably don't tell it often enough. But while I was out here on active duty orders, I was trying to get my post 9/11 GI Bill, and in order to do that, you have to have 3 years of active duty service, and that's kind of challenging when you're a reservist. And I was lucky when I first came out here. I was able to get on orders in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. And that lasted for about 2 years before that well started running dry. Okay. And then, so at that point, I lost my orders, and after 2 years, and I was still short of the post 9/11 GI Bill. So I went in search of other orders, and I was able to find a home at the Blue Eagles March Base Honor Guard. And so I got in with them, and I worked really hard, and got accepted as a full-time member of the Base Honor Guard. And I worked with them for 1.5 years, and I did get my post 9/11 GI Bill working with them. So that was one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. And let me explain. Fast forward to 2016, my mom lost both of her parents, so I lost my grandparents within 3 days of each other. And my grandfather served in the Army Air Corps during World War II. Mm-hmm. So they lived in Florida, so the whole family flew out to Florida for the funeral ceremonies. And I brought my ceremonials with me. And during before the ceremony, I met with the detail, the Army detail that was going to conduct the ceremony, and I told them, I'm going to NCOIC this thing. And they allowed that, and it was fantastic. I was a non-commissioned officer in charge. I folded the flag and supported that and gave that flag to my mother.
That's awesome.
And it was just so rewarding for me to be able to do that for my mom, who needed that support at the time. And for her, I know it meant the world to her that I was the one that served those honors.
No, that's wonderful. So, okay, I think we're done today. That's all the time we have, but just want to thank you very much.
Thank you, Colonel Heick.
Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us today at this edition of Team March Talks. Just want to thank you for all you do, and happy holidays.